My knees went out at 55 and my back gave up at 62. My hips are squeaking like a rusty gate that needs some glue. The warranty expired decades ago on this old frame. My body's a lemon. Who's to blame? My body's a lemon. Should have been recalled. Everything's breaking down. I've stalled. Got more problems than a junkyard car. My body's a lemon. Falling apart. My eyes need glasses just to see what's right in front of me. My ears can't hear a thing unless you're shouting constantly. My teeth are mostly fake and my hair's abandoned ship. My body's a lemon. What a trip. My body's a lemon, a defective model for sure. Nothing works the way it should, there ain't no cure. The manufacturer must have had a bad day. My body's a lemon in every way. I went back to the factory to file a complaint. They said, sorry buddy, this warranty we can't reinstate. You've had this body for 70 years, what do you expect? My body's a lemon. I should have checked. My stomach can't digest anything that I used to love. One bite of pizza and I'm praying to the Lord above. My bladder's got a mind of its own these days. My body's a lemon in so many ways. My body's a lemon, parts are failing left and right. Can't sleep through the night without a fight. Getting up to pee about 5 times or more. My body's a lemon, that's for sure. I need a new transmission and my engine's running rough. My suspension shot and my frame is not so tough. If I was a car, they'd scrap me for the parts. My body's a lemon, breaks my heart. My body's a lemon, straight off the assembly line of doom. Everything's malfunctioning from my bedroom to the living room. Trade me in for a newer model if you could. My body's a lemon, no good. So if you see me limping with my cane in hand, just know my body's a lemon. You'll understand.
Well, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're at. Your old pal Grumps, and I'm not chewing on spaghetti or chomping on ravioli right at the moment. Yeah, we're going to talk about Mass Effect. Specifically, Mass Effect 5. You know, goes back to I can't play Mass Effect right now on this computer, and typically on Mondays I play Mass Effect, and here we are. So I choose to talk about it. Okay. Okay, there you are. By the way, do you guys like the new setup here with the stream? I'm using Stream Elements now. I just want out of curiosity if you guys like it or you prefer the old way, because I'll have options now. Stream Elements give me some overlays that I couldn't use, weren't aware of. So just wondering if you guys kind of like it, and so that way when if you seen the post on Twitter, I'm expecting to get my computer parts on Thursday, which would be interesting because, as you can tell, sometimes videos don't exactly play smoothly on this computer while I'm streaming, and which means I am going to push back VTubers highlights of Newer Sama back to next week. So that way it's not like a fully fucked up scuff stream. I'll have to figure out what I'll be talking about VTubers on Wednesday. In the general sense, I mean things. I'm not necessarily drama, but I will be talking about VTubers on Wednesday. Tomorrow is a collab. I probably won't stream it. It'll probably be just on Zero's channel. I'll be streaming, be there to take part of the collab. We'll be playing Repo because that's the only game I can play on this computer, to be honest with you. And it is what it is. So because I had Minecraft on this computer, but I had to delete it because there's not enough. There's hardly any hard drive space on this computer. It's just like basically a pocket computer. You want to take that? Okay. What we're gonna kind of follow the format that I did yesterday with Cyberpunk. What do I want in the next Mass Effect game? We'll talk about like certain things that, well, quite frankly, Bioware has failed at in the last few games besides Anthem. Anthem was, I don't really consider a Bioware game. That was EA's attempt to make Bioware into something that they're not. So, but I'm talking about Mass Effect Andromeda and Dragon Age the Veilguard. The story has to be good, tight, and within the framework of a Mass Effect story. That meaning that you already have this wonderful world of Mass Effect, and there's still enough there, even though technically Shepard's story end in Mass Effect 3, but there is a way to have Shepard return. I think there's a way for have Shepard to return in all endings, be honest with you. But like most people pick the destroy ending. There's some analytics out there showing that the destroy ending is the most common one people picked. And if you get enough war asset, you will see like Shepard's body, also him taking the breath, or her, or whatever, however you want to say it. And it gives indication that Shepard is alive. But no, all the teasers and everything shows like Geth are alive, and that Yara is still there, but she doesn't have the green tinge as they did within the synthetic ending. I don't think they're going with a synthetic ending as canon. They may downplay it or explain it in a way where everybody got rid of the green glow. We'll look at the trailer here in a little bit, but I'm of two minds of Shepard coming back, to be honest with you. That being, if the story is done right, where Shepard has returned, and they don't do this whole twist to it, just note where it's It was all a dream. I if no one gets this reference, it's from a show back in the 80s called Dallas. There was this storyline when one of the characters died, but he came back, and one of the characters says, "Oh, it was all a dream." It was the stupidest thing ever. Okay. Don't do that. Be intelligent about it. And no, they're going to have to stretch believability quite a bit. But in certain, there's something called suspension of disbelief, that you're going to have to let certain things slide, because it's more along the lines of, if people really want Shepard to come back and they want all three endings to be canon, it has to make sense of how he returned and all three endings apply. It's got to work that way. If it doesn't, if they go with one ending being the canon ending, it's going to piss people off. And the last thing Bioware needs right now is a bunch of people mad at them. So, in turn, they have to figure out a way to, if they're going to bring Shepard back, or even a child of Shepard, they could do it that way too. They have to do it in a way where all Mass Effect 3 endings are canon, except for the one where everybody but fucking dies. Which, you could go with the clone theory, or most likely the cloning, it's a clone of Shepard, will make the most sense. But they also could go with a child. Shepard banged a lot of people. I mean, all the romance options that were in Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3, other than even in a gay relationship, you can still somehow figure out how a child of Shepard could happen. But the interesting thing here, Shepard could be an Asari. The child of Shepard could be an Asari. Which would be interesting, as far because Asaris have a long life. That means that character can keep on going for an extended period of time. You can have 10 fucking games of that character, as compared to have a human. But it goes back to, they have to do it in such a way that makes sense, okay, and respects the three options of Mass Effect 3's ending. That's the challenge. Okay, let's just say, for sake of argument, they succeed to bring Shepard back, and it makes sense and keeps all three endings valid. Now, the rest of the story has to be compelling. With RPGs, the story is paramount. It's the most important thing. Your game mechanics, your combat mechanics can be adequate, but if the story is compelling, people will play the game repeatedly, just to explore every fucking option that is in the game. That's what they want. That's what they want in an RPG. They want to be able to replay it over and over again, to explore all the viable options that are available to them, all the different paths. That's why RPGs are the most replayed games out there that focus on stories. I would dare say that the replay value of an RPG far exceeds any other type of game. Your looter shooters, your FPSs, all that. I mean, people play those games over and over again. But after a while, it's kind of like you're doing exactly the same fucking thing in those games. Pew, pew. Go over here then. Pew, pew. Go over here and go. Pew, pew. There's no really different option available as compared to an RPG where you can go, this interaction, I did this the last time, but I can do this time just to see what happens down the road. Sorry, my alarm went off. I already took my medicine. And that doesn't happen in FPSs or your looter shooters or anything. There is no branching ways that you can get to a different ending of the game. That's why I really like RPGs, is because it gives you that replayability where you can maybe achieve the same ending, but achieve it in a different path. Or there's actually consequences of, if you don't do things in a certain way, or you don't do a certain mission, that character dies and affects the end of the game. That's all fascinating to me. And it's always fun and always like try to get to the best ending. And I don't have coffee. Which I'll get up here and make a cup of coffee here in a minute. But that's what makes RPGs so much fun. Now, with Mass Effect 5, what I would like to see is not to avoid all the mistakes of Andromeda. Okay, Andromeda's options were snark and more snark. They got rid of the Paragon and Renegade options, which was, in my opinion, big fucking mistake. I mean, that was like a key element in a Mass Effect game, was the Renegade and Paragon elements. They also gave the ability to have every class in one character, which I think is a mistake, because it affects how you play the game. If you're able to be a infiltrator, a soldier, engineer, basically every biotics out there, it affects how you approach the game. Maybe you wanted to be just what was the character? I play it all the fucking time. And Avantgarde. An Avantgarde. Basically a biotic soldier that uses weapons and use biotics in combination. If you go that route and you want to go, and that's the route you go, you're kind of, you have to get good playing as that type of class. Where Andromeda, it was wide open, and it was like, yeah, I can be OP as hell. I can literally just sit there and go, okay, everybody's fucking dead in 15 seconds. There's no real effort here. There's no sense of accomplishment by playing like strictly as a soldier, strictly as an engineer, strictly as an infiltrator. There's no sense of accomplishment of becoming good in your class. It's like, oh, I can be everything. I mean, some people liked it. I just think, it just took something away from the game. So don't do that shit. Go back to soldier, advent, engineer, infiltrator. Go back to the classes and stick to them. Because increase to be immersed in that game. All right. If you give the ability to have every fucking class, some of the immersion is gone. Okay. Because you start thinking like a soldier. You start thinking like an infiltrator. You start thinking how you can use your biotics better. If you take all that away and you can do all of it, you're kind of like going, all right, no such accomplishment of just being an infiltrator or soldier, or I had to use my biotics. There's a little bit of the immersion, and quite frankly, some of the fun's gone. The other thing I also want, besides a tight story, I want not necessarily a villain on the level of the Reapers. I just want a villain that feels like an actual threat. The thing about the Reapers, it felt like they were a threat to the whole galaxy. Now, it'd be very difficult to have a villain that is a threat on a galactic level. But you don't necessarily have to have that. You can have like an elusive man pulling strings behind the scene, creating strife throughout the universe that you have to go around and fix it. So technically, it is a galactic threat, but it's like putting out fires all over the place. That, I mean, it'd be more of a spy type story where you have to infiltrate or assess a situation and what's the correct solution or how to fix it. And then you can have options. You can have the Paragon Renegade options again. Maybe the solution is not to fix it. Just like, oh, fucking let them all die. But you need to have that mysterious element there where you're not 100% sure why these things are happening all of a sudden, and you get a sense there's a player behind all of it, and you're trying to discover who's pulling all the strings. Now, I've watched a lot of theory videos about this. A lot believe it's going to be Cerberus again. I really don't want. I mean, I want Cerberus to be a player. You even bring back a Reaper that's under control of Cerberus. Then that would be compelling. That would be interesting if you think about it. But, you know, you need to put Cerberus in a position where they're not just a threat to how the universe sees humanity, that they're a literal threat to the universe. And that's going to be a little difficult, in my opinion, without having a Reaper under Cerberus control. And I wouldn't reveal that. If they're going to go that route, I wouldn't reveal that in the first game. I'd be kind of leaving clues behind that maybe there's a Reaper still out there. Compelling, and the most important part of Mass Effect were the characters, your interaction with your crew and your teammates. And there's always one that's just like a piece of fucking wood. Alenko and Jacob. And Vargas, Vargas in Mass Effect 3. He should have just been a fucking Krogan. It'd be much more fun if he was a fucking Krogan. And then what's his face in Andromeda? He's just like, these people are not compelling at all. I don't want to talk to them. Alenko and Jacob were just gonna say they were fucking boring. They didn't have very much of a personality. Jacob was, I'm an L2 bot. I got migraines. Yeah, you're giving me one. Jacob was, I am a gun-hole soldier. Okay. I mean, granted, his loyalty mission is probably the best loyalty mission in my opinion, because it actually gave him a personality for about 15 seconds. Then when you get back to the ship, it is over with. And then Vargas is just, he was just generic soldier number 3. And that's all he was. There was nothing really compelling about Vargas. I mean, like I said, he should have been in Krogan. He would have been a lot more fun if he was a Krogan. It would have been interesting. And you need to have that. You need to have the spectrum of aliens on your crew. Your Saris, your Quarians, your Krogans. A Geth, if they're going. I mean, from the teasers we saw, the Geth are going to be back. That's kind of what needs to, I feel, get rounded out. And I think every species should be represented in your crew. I mean, not I mean, typically in Mass Effect, the crew is typically 2 to 3 humans and the rest are aliens. I would say have one human and everybody is alien. That would give you the sense of culture where things stand in the universe now after the Reapers were disposed of. And that's how you build your world, because you get a personal perspective on the universe from a different viewpoint of a Quarian, of an Asari, all so on and so forth, and how the universe has rebuilt and all that. Because this is obviously, it's going to be a time jump from Mass Effect 3 to Mass Effect 5. I foresee that this may be 100 years, 50 to 100 years after Mass Effect 3. I wouldn't expect to see Ashley return or any of the other human characters in the original Mass Effect trilogy. I don't think that's going to happen because of one, sadly, the voice actor for Garrus has passed away. He passed away, I think, about 3 years ago. He passed away, so I don't think it's not possible to bring Garrus. I mean, they could have another voice actor to do a similar Garrus voice, but I think since Garrus is such an iconic character with that voice actor, I think it's best just to leave it be. Now I'm eating. I think that it would be I think it would be really good to just like leave that be and just bring new characters in, a new Tyrian. Tally, I would like to see Tally come back because we never really learned how long Quarians lived for. I mean, they could maybe they live for 150 or 200 years compared. Maybe we learned that Asaris can live over 1,000 years or something like that. So that's the reason why we can. Liara is going to return. Obviously, you can see right there on the screen where the next Mass Effect official trailer is. We also meet Rex and Grunt could come back because Krogans live for a long time. It'd be fun to have those particular characters come back, because they'll give you a perspective of how much things have changed. Because you have a character that was there basically from the beginning, and how their home world has changed, which I think is a key thing that's going to be brought up in Mass Effect 5. I think that's the reason why I think that Cerberus may be a main player in Mass Effect 5, because they can be like ones that are instigating other species to fight each other and all that stuff. I mean, an espionage game, a Mass Effect espionage game could work, in my opinion. But I want to see, I want to see how much the world has changed through different species, from their perspective, on how the world changed according to an Asari, a Krogan, a Quarian, Quarian, Krogan, Geth. Hell, even a what are they called? You die now. One of those guys. Hanar. Volus. Be interesting. I mean, it'd be interesting to have a Volus as a team member. A Solarian. I mean, to get the perspective of how things changed from Mass Effect 3 to Mass Effect 5 would be very interesting. and to kind of understand how the universe has changed since we last were there in the Milky Way. Now, I understand they're going to try to incorporate Andromeda into this. Just don't fuck it up like you did in Andromeda. Just saying. Sorry, I'm eating. There you are. You're getting a little bit of ASMR of me eating. What I'm saying by I don't want Scott Ryder as a character in Mass Effect 5. Because you know what Scott Ryder is? He's just fucking snark. And that's all he is. And that's the main reason why people had problems with Andromeda, because there was no real viable dialogue options. It was snark, more snark, and guess what? Super snark! Even in the romance options, it was just snark. And that brings up to another. The script has to be tight. Don't fuck up the script for the voice actors. My face, excuse me, it's just my face is tired. Don't have those fucking lines. Have a voice actor go, you really want me to fucking say this? Are you goddamn... Who talks like this? My face is tired? Are you stupid? It'll be funny. It's not fucking funny. It's embarrassing. You know? Don't do that. Read it out loud. Read it for yourself. I mean, if anybody who wrote that and read it out loud and thought it was funny, dear God, what the fuck were you drinking or smoking? I mean, come on. So yeah, I mean, I don't really want to see Scott Ryder in Mass Effect 5. I'm sure he will be, because I'm assuming they're going to connect these two somehow. Just saying. Because the interesting thing that I felt that was never really addressed in Andromeda, which they could have, if you thought about it. No, they went through dark space, where the Reapers were. How did they get past the Reapers? You know? That's the question I always had about Mass Effect Andromeda. I mean, it was before the Arcs left before the Reapers attacked. And they weren't in the Milky Way, and they left by traveling through 200 years through dark space. So how did they get through dark space without the Reapers detecting them? Because the cycle has started. That's always been in the back of my mind. How did they get past the Reapers? I mean, was everybody put to sleep? And that's why they got past the Reapers, because there was no life signs? I mean, it was never really explained how it happened. In a logical sense. Sorry. I'm hungry. Leave me alone. I'm old. I took my medicine, so I gotta finish eating. Okay, I'm done eating. I just gotta set that over there. Let me get something to drink. Wash this down. Yeah, I had ravioli. Oh, that's good. Once again, the story has to be tight. Now, as for gameplay, now if they keep the same type of combat gameplay as they had in Mass Effect Andromeda, that'd be fine. Just don't have all the classes available as part of the character. I mean, I always just think that was a big fucking mistake. It just affected how you approach the game. it took a little bit of replayability from it. I mean, playing at different classes. If you could beat all of them at once, what's the point of replaying the game? All you do is play it over the same save file over and over again until, quite frankly, you have all the classes. You know, and most of the time you just use the same shit that you did in Mass Effect, the other Mass Effect trilogy. You don't really know. A lot of people didn't deviate from that. This is one of those things where on paper it sounds nice, but in reality, on execution, it didn't really fucking happen. Because it was too cumbersome. Right? It was not like something where you're in combat, you just all of a sudden, you can just go use an engineer tactic, use an avant-garde tactic, or infiltrator tactic, or so on and so forth. It was a little bit cumbersome. You had to set up basically hotkeys to do it, and you kind of forget about it. You know, you just go back to what you've been playing, how you played Mass Effect the whole time. So it was kind of like, hey, we get what you were trying to do. It was just a waste. You could put more effort into other things, like the story. Really. I'm rolling a cigarette. Give me a second. Okay. But the main thing is just to make the combat just needs to be fun and challenging. Upgrade the AI, because AI has always been a problem in a Mass Effect game, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm not one of those people who like to play nightmare modes and stuff like that. I just want to be able to enjoy, sit back, and have fun playing a game. I'm not in for the whole, I want to play on a sanity level. Why? Because for the challenge, I want to get the achievements. Okay. What level are you going to play? Easy. Why? Because I just want to play a fucking game and have fun. That's all. I'm not interested in this whole everybody's playing on insanity levels. It's not me. I mean, if guys like to do that, fine. I don't have a problem. That's good for you. It's just not who I am. I mean, I just want to be able to sit back and have fun playing a game. And if I want to talk with my chat, I will talk with my chat. But and I can't really do that if I'm playing on insanity levels, because I have to concentrate on what I'm doing. Because you don't want to have to constantly die and redo everything all the time. Or if I have to save every 15 seconds. It just kind of takes the fun out of it. No, the interesting thing, I can't really tell who's here. Okay. All right. The other thing I want, a gameplay aspect of the game, I want to be able to have space battles. I think that was one of the major problems. One major opportunities, let's put it that way, that was they didn't take advantage of in Mass Effect 3 to use the Normandy in a space battle with a Reaper. Or have like Shepard and crew go out and fighters and go fight people, fight other fighters. I mean, I think in a space action game to have an option to have a space battle makes sense. Even in an RPG, it just makes sense. And just this little fun element that just, you don't need a skill set or anything like that. It's just, have fun playing it. And yes, there's two ways. You could do it the Star Trek way, where your ship, the Normandy, you strategically figure out how to attack the other ship and take many of them. Or you could do it the Star Wars way, where you're in a snub-nosed fighter taking on other fighters. I mean, either way, it would just be fun, you know? I think that was a missed opportunity in Mass Effect 3 to have that opportunity of using the Normandy or fighters with Shepard flying, taking on Reapers and their drones and all that stuff. I think if they would add something like that in Mass Effect, hey guys, that would be a really good multiplayer element. Be able to have space battles against other players and fighters and everything. I think that'd be cool. I would actually play that. Instead of having horde mode and all this other shit, you have space battles as your multiplayer. That would be fucking cool. Just say. In the Mass Effect universe, it would be fucking cool. I mean, come on. Who doesn't want to have space battles in Mass Effect? Come on. That would be, like, awesome. The other thing I don't want open world, really, in Mass Effect. I don't want to be landing on a fucking planet and just have to drive all over the fucking place. I kind of like how Mass Effect 2 was. Yes, it was very linear. And even Mass Effect 3 was like that. Very linear. I mean, it's walking down the hallway, but without feeling like you're walking down a hallway. You know? I think the part of the problem with Mass Effect Andromeda, it was an open world, but there was so many fetch quests. There was so many fetch quests. And these other quests, and you're kind of like going, oh dear God, can we not have to drive 2 to 3 minutes between each part of the quest? Can we just go someplace, shoot a bunch of fucking people, and get the item and so we can complete the fucking quest? At least make it fucking fun. Now, I'm not saying open world couldn't work in a Mass Effect world. I mean, have combat in part of the vehicle. You know, you go back to having space fighters, or you don't necessarily have to take the quote unquote Normandy in Mass Effect 5 to a planet. You can you just have it like as an aircraft character situation where you take a fighter and you go to a planet, and sometimes in order to complete the quest you have to fly through certain obstacles, or you fight other fighters, or you have to do strafing runs. That would be fun. Okay, that's something that Mass Effect, or really any space RPG, hasn't really done that well. I think they can pull it off. Once again, good multiplayer idea, in my opinion. Having a multiplayer space battles, I think that would be fucking awesome. I would play that. I would play a multiplayer in the Mass Effect universe, mind you. Space battles, that'd be cool. That's probably the only PvP I'll be interested in. And I want the missions to be very tight, meaning not to add to the overall story, not just have loyalty missions, but have those loyalty missions somehow tie into the overall story, not just the companion lives, but you find a clue to what's going on in the universe, that type of thing. Which I would find very compelling. Kind of like how a lot of the missions, because they weren't really loyalty missions in Mass Effect 3, it was more wrapping up storylines. But the loyalty missions in Mass Effect 5 can tie into the overall story. You can still have loyalty missions, but you get a clue, more of an idea of what's going on in the main story. And still learning about the characters. I would also like to see different vehicles, really. Don't bring back the fucking Mako or anything like the Mako. That fucking thing was a pain in the ass. No. I want a ship. If I was going to have a transportation vehicle and it can't be a fighter, something along the lines of the Hammerhead. That Hammerhead was fun. I had fun with the Hammerhead. I love the Hammerhead. The Hammerhead missions, I enjoyed immensely. It was cool, in my opinion. I enjoyed it immensely. There was no real substance to them, really, other than it was strictly fun. Okay, you need to have something like that in an RPG. You just need something that's just strictly fun to do. A lot of RPGs have that. I mean, it started in Final Fantasy with those races, the races with the chickens, the chocobo races. There's always some kind of like card game or something like that. They did that they had that in all the Dragon Age games. They had some kind of like card game or something like that. They were just there for fun. You can have that with an RPG. You don't have to do it. It doesn't really impact the story, but no, it's just fucking fun to do. One second. Just want to see why I got a number up there. Oh. GVP's playing. He's trying to cut into my view count. The last thing I really want to see in Mass Effect, and this is true with all RPGs, but it's going to be very important for Bioware. Quality. When that game hits the shelf, it needs to be done. There's going to be glitches, that's fine. But not on the scale that Mass Effect Andromeda was, or Cyberpunk. It has to be a playable game. Now, DLCs, as far as like adding more content, not cosmetic, DLCs are fine. I've never had a problem with DLCs, as long as I get my money's worth. No day one DLC. Have all the characters available on launch. Don't add characters later on. You can, but don't have them hidden or part of the game on day one. Have it all there. Just put all your cards out on the table. Say, this is what this is our game. Bioware needs to do that. Have that game complete. Minimal amount of glitches. Minimal amount of social issues being prominent in the game. Mass Effect always had gay relationships. All right, male and female. It's always been there, but it wasn't like talked about. It was just accepted. And that's the way it should be. I think that's the best way to do a social issue. It's just accepted. Don't make a big fucking deal about it. It's not like a defining characteristic. All right? It's just it's an aspect of that character, but not the only aspect of that character. They don't walk around every 5 fucking minutes going, I'm gay, I'm trans, I'm non-binary, or whatever. They just accept it. It's just like, okay, here. Yeah, whatever. You're still an asshole. I mean, I'll be honest about it. It would be refreshing to me if the villain of Mass Effect is gay, trans, non-binary. One of these category people want to put it in there, but it's not like the reason why, but it's an aspect of them. And just to say these people can be villains too, I would think that would be very interesting, because it shows that Bioware's taking a chance. No, no. I'm always for doing something to make people uncomfortable, because it's self-examination of themselves, of why they are uncomfortable. Especially when you get the people who are like, I am gay. Respect me. No, you're a fucking asshole. Okay? I would think that would be very interesting to see Bioware go down that route. You know, it's a very rare thing to see, whether it be a video game, movie, or even TV series, to go down that route, saying, "Hey, this person is this sexuality, and they're pieces of shit." But you also have a character that is the same thing, whatever sexuality, and be on your team, and it shows you they can be both. I think that would be an interesting thing. It's not necessarily social commentary as much as they're human, or just because they're this way sexually, it's not who they are. There's more to them than that. And I think a lot of media tends to forget that. Oh, they're this, so they have to be on the side of good. No, they can be on the side of evil too. No, they can be evil too. No, they can be the bad guy, which I would find very compelling, to be honest with you. Is there anybody in chat? Well, let me take a quick look. I don't know. I may be talking to the void right now. I just want to see. Because right now, I'm pretty much covered everything I wanted to say about what I want in the game. I mean, weapons. It's Mass Effect. As long as the weapons are fun to use, let's go for it. As long as the weapons are fun to use, cool. That's all that matters. I don't like the fact when people make Johnny smiling at me. It's not that. Oh, I got 3 people here. Cool. Hey! Has anybody talked to them in chat? Oh, they're this, so they have to be on the side good. Just turn it off. I just want to see if anybody's been talking to chat, because I don't know. No one's been talking to chat. I just want to make sure, because you know how OBS can be. Okay, let's watch the teaser trailer here, the official teaser. And I just muted it, but let's play it. It's gonna buffer for a little while, because of course it is. I was really excited when I saw this trailer, because it was obviously the Milky Way is the universe they're going into, but you also saw Andromeda in the background there. In that opening shot, you saw Andromeda in the background. It's like, okay, they're not going to ignore it, which is something I didn't want them to do. Yeah, definitely. Okay, hold on. Okay, we want to talk about this scene right here. Let's go back a little bit more. All right, this isn't the Milky Way. If you look at it, it looks like a metal sphere. I could be wrong. It could be just the graphics of it. Let me make it full screen here. It kind of, especially this outer dual ring here. It could be the Milky Way, but it kind of looks like what is it called? It kind of looks like a halo ring, to be honest with you. But I'm thinking this may be made by the Geth, or something, or some because if you look at it down here, it looks like ports for ships and stuff like that. So this could, I'm assuming that this is like some kind of massive base. It could be like what the threat is, but I saw that and went, okay, that's interesting. All right.
Station. Unknown vessel approaching. We need first contact protocol.
Okay, first contact protocols. That means a new, not necessarily a new threat, but a new species is going to be part of Mass Effect.
Arc 6 is away. Godspeed.
Okay, you heard the brrr, that's the Reaper noise. There's also a destroyed relay, which, cool, but it could, it's, it can also imply this is happening right after Mass Effect 3.
Is anyone receiving this? We've lost contact. Anomaly readings all across space.
I will admit that Bioware does very good cinematics. Okay, that cannot be denied. That Bioware does really good cinematics. All right, that was the teaser trailer that really got the ball rolling and everybody excited. Hey, even Orville has space battles. I don't watch Orville because I don't like the motherfucker that does it. Yeah, I'm not. I don't like him. I don't think he's funny, and I think he rips off other better products. Just saying. Like, I know you're getting on that tangent, all right? But this is what got everybody talking, and there's a lot of compelling things in there. But the most compelling thing is that Liara is returning. Okay, there was a lot of hints of stuff here, but once again, a lot of compelling stuff in that trailer that really got people excited. Not confident, but excited. Okay. I will say with the announcement of Mass Effect continuing, there was a lot of things people have become very leery of with Bioware. Anthem was a mess. Dragon Age Veilguard was a disaster. Mass Effect Andromeda was a disaster. Okay, it kind of seemed like they rested back on their laurels. In fact, there's a lot of major leadership that during that time where basically Bioware was so respected, so beloved, they're not there anymore. They left because they could, bluntly, and they never said this publicly, but you got the sense that that's what they were saying. They were sick of EA's bullshit. They're just like, fuck you. We're going to do games our way because the way we did it was 100% successful. So, okay, let's watch the Mass Effect new updates, Krogan teases, and 2026 rumors. But before we do that, I'll be right back. I gotta go do old man stuff real fast and make myself another cup of coffee. But I'll be right back. It's always fun getting up out of the chair. let me really quickly get the dirty dishes out of my room. Well, a plate. And then I'm going to make a cup of coffee. I'll be right back. Coffee. Coffee. All right. Okay. Yeah. I'm back. Give me a second to get my headphones on. All right. Oh, by the way, I didn't say hello to you, horse. Hello, horse. Okay. All right. We're back to. Oh, okay. There we are. Let's. Okay. The name of this channel. Let me get my. Okay. Let me open this video. So I should read the name of this channel.
Today we're talking about something that's genuinely very special to me. We're putting
Just
everything on the table about Mass Effect 5
pause,
from the
please. Farallon Gamer. Okay, we're watching this video by Farallon Gamer. All right, let's see what he has to say.
official
It's the
statements
most
over
recent
the
one.
past few months, N7-day messages, the studio's restructuring process, circulating rumors, and all those teaser crumbs. Before we get into the details, I have a sincere request. Recently, our videos haven't been recommended as much, so they're getting fewer views, and I really need your support. The most powerful way to overcome that is simple. Like the video and leave your thoughts in the comments. I trust you. If you love Mass Effect and want more content like this, don't forget to hit like and share your opinions below. Now, if you're ready, let's begin. Mass Effect isn't just a series I can casually say I love. I've been buried in this universe for years, played close to 1,000 hours, and I still open up Mass Effect 3 from time to time. My favorite character...
I will say this. I really don't care how much time you play Mass Effect. How many times you play Mass Effect? It's not really that important to me. I mean, the main thing is, unless you can sit there, I have played Mass Effect a lot. Okay, that's all you need to say, really, to be honest with you, and that you love the game. Okay, if you say you love the game, most people know that you have played it more than 100 times. Just say. I mean, I'm not saying that everybody has to be like me. I mean, when I play Mass Effect, I play Mass Effect. I play every single Mass Effect game. It's like the only game series that I'm like that. Even Andromeda, I will play when I get through Mass Effect 3. I will go on to play Mass Effect Andromeda. But I don't like it when they say I spent over 1,000 hours. Like, no, just say you play Mass Effect a lot. And we could get a sense that most people who said that, they played it a lot. We get it. We know. You don't have to say how many hours you play it. I mean, I could pull up, well, I don't have it on this computer. Oh, this is going to be so fun on Thursday. But let's just put this new hard drive in and putting everything back on. I don't know how it's going to impact my games and everything like that. But anyway, I'm going to have to figure out how to get my save files off the old hard drive. But just don't all this idea of gamers saying how many hours they have played a game. Oh, just move this over a little bit so you can see. I don't really need you to see that. Okay, there you are. That you it makes you some kind of expert. No, you mean maybe those 1,000 hours you sucked. Okay, just saying. We don't really need to hear you say how many hours you play. Just talk about the game. Talk about the game, and you can tell by how you talk about the game how much you love the game. All right. I don't like it when people talk about how many hours they play a game. It doesn't give you any more validity than a guy who's only played 100 hours of a game. Just saying.
Is Commander Shepard, and I'm not romanticizing it. I literally had a Shepard poster in my room for years, so I can't talk about this from a neutral third-person perspective. Whatever they release, I'll play it, and I'll finish it. But as a fan, my expectation is clear. Bring back the narrative weight, dialogue quality, and mission design spirit of Mass Effect 3. I played Andromeda 2, finished it multiple times. Was it a bad game? No. But for me, the heart of Mass Effect beats in the tone of the original trilogy, especially ME3. In the new game, graphics and technical aspects can absolutely evolve and modernize. But the way characters speak, the weight of choices, squad dynamics, missions that aren't just filler but actually carry story, that's what I want. Because Mass Effect isn't just running around and shooting in space. Mass Effect is that tension inside dialogue that keeps you on edge. Now, let's move to what we've heard in recent months about Mass Effect 5, or the next Mass Effect, and start with the most important anchor, BioWare's N7-day 2025 message. Mike Gamble clearly stated that development is ongoing, directly addressing the "it's canceled" or "it's shelved" rumors. He emphasized that the team is fully focused on Mass Effect. What we need to underline is this: BioWare still hasn't given a release date, shown gameplay, or done a major reveal. The only confirmed reality is that the project is alive and the studio has shifted its focus to it. That same message included a few small hints that fans immediately jumped on. Gamble used language implying they're building the universe.
Okay, one, let me go grab my coffee. And two, I'm going to expand upon what's actually going on at BioWare. Coffee, 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 time. Coffee, 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 time. Ah! Why is Mass Effect 5 the only game BioWare's working on? Because Dragon Age Veilguard and Anthem, and to a certain extent Andromeda, were colossal failures. I know people are going to argue with me that Andromeda wasn't a failure. As far as Mass Effect 5 fans are considered, it was a failure. It didn't feel like a Mass Effect game. The real major blow to BioWare was Veilguard. That Dragon Age game was so poorly received that the impact it had on the BioWare branch that oversaw Dragon Age doesn't exist anymore. That's a statement. The Dragon Age branch doesn't exist anymore in BioWare because they went so far off the mark of what a Dragon Age game is supposed to be about. They went down this avenue that they were going down for such a long time that, oh, we gotta do this to make these people happy. We gotta do this to make these people happy. No, just make a good fucking game. Make a Dragon Age game. Don't pander to anybody. Because guess what? Those people didn't buy your fucking game. The people who do, you insulted them. You put out a piss poor product, and they're just like, fuck you, we're not going to play it. Don't talk down to us. Just put out a good game. If it has a title like Dragon Age, like Mass Effect, Show that you actually give a shit about that title. And Andromeda from Andromeda and all the games between that and Dragon Age, it just seemed like they were just resting on the fact that there's a Mass Effect name on this game, or there's a Dragon Age game name on this. There's a Dragon Age name on this game. They're going to buy it. No. People caught on real fast. They're like, it's going to be good before we buy it. And we're going to listen to people actually play that game before we drop our money on it. Right? Because of Steam, it's very rare that the prices go down. I did a stream about that, and later on I'll expand upon it. But the game has to be good. And because of so many missteps in Bioware, branches have been deleted. The only branch of Bioware that's left right now is the one that's overseeing Mass Effect 5. That's why I said this may be the last gasp for Bioware. Mass Effect 5 has to be a hit. It has to be a game that everybody talks about in a good way. Saying it's a classic. They need that. They need to return to form. The pressure's on now. It's either this game is a massive hit, breaks records, or gets close to a level of people saying, Bioware has returned to form. Yeah! We got our old Bioware back. Or we get a report that Bioware closed. There's nothing in between. If Mass Effect 5 isn't a hit, there won't be another Bioware game. Because EA will shut it down. Just like they have shut down multiple studios.
Verse, constructing features, and that there's still a lot to resolve on the romances side. Some outlets ran with "Romance is back" headlines, but I think the correct reading is this. Bioware is signaling that they remember the core pillars that make Mass Effect Mass Effect. It's not a feature list announcement. It's more like we're not running away from the series' identity. And honestly, I missed hearing that signal. Around N7 Day 2025, some microleak or ARG-like details also fueled the community. People caught things like URL Krogan in posts, which were linked to Krogan imagery and speculation about a civil war. Now, here's the important line.
And we will look at that a little bit later. There is an indication there is a Krogan civil. I'm getting to HD. Sorry, guys. I didn't realize it went to 480p. I don't know why it does that. Well, I do because of this fucking computer. I can't wait to have my old computer back. I mean, yeah, I got dual screen now, but I really miss my old computer. What was I saying? I went on a tangent and lost my train of thought. Old age, everybody. Let me play it. Maybe it'll come back to me.
Line. BioWare has not confirmed the story or main conflict, so I'm not presenting this as.
Oh, there was a concept art release of the Krogans fighting each other, or appear to be fighting somebody. It's been interpreted as a Krogan civil war on Tachanka. Ew, hot coffee. I don't know if that's 100% true. Be honest. I mean, I can see it being taken that as a Krogan civil war is happening, or as a Krogan uprising, or something is invading Tachanka. It could be also taken that way, and they're fighting it. Just don't go for Bioware magic. I said, don't wait for the last. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's Bioware magic. That's crunch time for everybody who don't understand that. And I'll talk about that a little bit here. But this teaser of the Krogans fighting something, I don't believe it's a Krogan civil war. unless Mike Gamble put something. I don't follow Mike Gamble on Twitter, so I don't know what he said. But that I think they could be fighting an invader of some kind. It could be an invader from Andromeda, which would be interesting if you think about it. It ties the games together. But anyway, let's go on.
Confirmed leaks, but the studio is clearly creating space for conversation, and in a long, silent project, that alone shows there's still a pulse. Another strong sign that the project is alive didn't come from story details, but from studio behavior. Hiring. Around early 2026, it was reported that Michael Gamble...
It's also the fact that the people who bought EA, a Saudi Arabian company, loves Mass Effect, by the way. And they want another Mass Effect game. Because they greenlight the Mass Effect Amazon series. And they're kind of giving their instruction. You know how you did Fallout? Yeah, do that to Mass Effect. Just make it good. Make it better than the Fallout series. I haven't seen the Fallout series. I don't know if it's good or not, because I really don't care about fucking Fallout. I mean, I may eventually get around to playing it, but it's not something I'm really interested in playing. I'm sorry, guys. It's not one of those games I'm interested in playing. I know there's a lot of people who listen to me loves Fallout. Eventually, I'll get around to it. But right now, I'm not interested in playing it. I mean, if I want to play Fallout 1, 2, 3, 4, I think it only goes up to 4. But it's not the type of game I'm really interested in playing, to be honest with you. I mean, I'll have to talk to people who love it. I had someone who lived here that was like constantly harping on me to play Fallout. It just made me not want to play it more, just to piss them off. I was like, no, I'm not fucking playing it. What? I never said this to him. Why don't you want to play Fallout? Because you keep on asking me to, and I keep on telling you I don't want to. Why don't you just leave it there? I like playing the games I like to play. Leave me the fuck alone. It's just. At that point, it just became me just wanted to irritate the living fuck out of them. But yeah, the Saudis want Mass Effect. They want Mass Effect. So we'll see. I mean, they greenlight the TVs, the Amazon series, and that's a pretty good indication that the game is going to still happen. Because you didn't hear them greenlight a Dragon Age series, which would be very. Now I'll be interested in see how they would do a Dragon Age series. Who would be the main character in a Dragon Age series? But I'm happy to hear that the TV series got greenlit. That means that the game will be coming forth, because they'll probably be released or come out about the same time.
shared a senior production director role for the next Mass Effect team. Job listings don't tell us exactly what stage the game is in, but when a major project is truly canceled, you don't typically recruit critical production roles. So even without flashy reveals, the organizational behavior suggests serious continuation. To understand Mass Effect 5, we also need to look at BioWare's broader situation. Recently, the narrative that BioWare is now a single project studio has grown louder. After Dragon Age: The Veilguard's release, focus reportedly shifted fully to Mass Effect. Restructuring and consolidating teams may explain why we haven't seen gameplay yet.
It's because they fired everybody that was involved in the Dragon Age Veilguard. I was like, stay away from Mass Effect. You just stay the fuck away. We don't want your kind here, you dirty Dragon Age developers. No, I think it was, to be honest about it, I think that was actually the conversation. We don't want you here. You took an iconic title and turned it into shit. You made it into a fucking meme. You made it a goddamn punchline. All right? They don't want that to happen to Mass Effect. Mass Effect went through that with Andromeda. They don't want a repeat of that. The people that worked on Dragon Age Veilguard are no longer with Bioware.
Focusing on one project can improve quality, but it can also extend the timeline. That's where the 2028-2029 window speculation comes in. This isn't confirmed. EA and Bioware haven't given any date.
I think Mass Effect 5 will come out in 2030 to 2031. I think they're going to take their time and cross their T's, dot their I's before they release that game. I don't think you may see more teaser trailers, but you won't see actual gameplay of Mass Effect 5 until about 6 months prior to release. Mostly because they want to avoid raising expectations of, oh, this is the way it's going to be, and people buy the game and it's nothing like that. So I think you're not going to see actual gameplay footage until about 6 months before the game is released.
Dates, but the combination of long silence, minimal teaser crumbs, restructuring, single project focus, and senior hiring naturally leads people to believe it's not close. That doesn't mean 2028 is guaranteed, but it also isn't baseless speculation. When people say the game is still in pre-production, that's also inference, not confirmation. Bioware hasn't publicly stated their exact stage, but let's be honest, no gameplay shown and ongoing key hires naturally lead many to assume there's still a long road ahead. And maybe that's okay. If Bioware is aiming for a Mass Effect 3 level comeback, some of that time may be about building it right, not rushing.
No. Don't look for a Mass Effect 3 level comeback. Look for a Mass Effect 2 level comeback. Because, quite frankly, Mass Effect 2 is their magnum opus in the Mass Effect series. It's regarded as the best Mass Effect game. All right, they don't want the controversy about Mass Effect 3 to be part of Mass Effect 5. The endings, especially if they're continuing with, if they're bringing Shepard back. They want nothing like that. They want Mass Effect 2 type of comeback where people are starting to believe that Bioware has returned to form of Mass Effect 2. They don't want Bioware return to form of Mass Effect 3.
It out. Let's rewind briefly to what we do know. Mass Effect re-entered our lives in 2020 at the Game Awards with that short teaser. We saw Lear Tassoni walking across a snowy landscape, picking up what looked like an N7 armor fragment. Reaper-like sounds, massive silhouettes, the tone it immediately...
Well, we saw Liara Tassoni walking up towards a dead Reaper. That's what we saw her doing.
Immediately triggered post-ME3 remnants in people's minds. Every crumb since has grown on top of that teaser. Liara's inclusion is not random. Asari lived for centuries. That one detail gives Bioware massive timeline flexibility. They could set it near Shepard's era or centuries after Andromeda. Seeing Liara doesn't lock down a date. But placing her at the center of the teaser signals that Bioware understands the emotional roots of the franchise. And then there's the Andromeda connection. The 600-year gap, Liara's logs, Angara-like silhouettes in concept material, subtle audio hints all keep the possibility alive that Milky Way and Andromeda could intersect. Even though Andromeda is my least favorite entry, I'm not against connecting them. If written well, they could strengthen Andromeda's weaker elements retroactively. But my condition stays the same. Tone, dialogue, and mission design must hit me.
Here's the thing, okay, with Andromeda as being part of Mass Effect 5. I don't have a problem with it, to be honest with you. As long as it corrects some issues with Andromeda. The biggest issue I have with Andromeda is EA and, well, it was basically EA's policy of, fuck it, it wasn't a hit, we're not going to support it no more. No DLC, no nothing. And that's the stance they took on Dragon Age Veilguard, which in turn pissed a lot of people off. You put out a product and you don't want to fix it. In other words, they didn't look at how CD Projekt Red bounced back of the disastrous Cyberpunk launch. And now they rebuilt their reputation by fixing the game. for free. All those patches and everything. And yet, they released a DLC, Phantom Liberty, which people loved. EA didn't do that. They didn't give BioWare a chance to correct a fuck up. If they would have, fixed, would it be difficult? Yeah, but would it have been worth it to fix dialogue in that game? Yes. To get rid of the fucking clunky dialogue in that game would have been very smart. It'd be also be very expensive, but it shows their level of commitment of making the game good, if not great. And having the DLC with the Korean arc and all that to expand upon the drama universe. If they would have done that, I don't think anybody would mind another Andromeda game. But they chose to drop it. And Veilguard's another thing. They could have done things to make Veilguard a much better game. Fix some dialogue options, fix some gameplay features in there that was repetitive, and like the loot in that game, from what I understand, because I haven't played Dragon Age Veilguard, but I see enough reviews for me to realize I don't want to play Dragon Age Veilguard. I just don't fucking want to. I mean, I'm more happy that Dragon Age and Dragon Age Inquisition. I think Dragon Age Inquisition is a really good game, by the way. But I don't think the policy, it's not a hit, we're not going to fix it, just move on. I think that's a bad idea. CD Projekt Red showed why sticking to your guns and admit that you made a mistake. Admit and say, if you want to return the game, we'll give you full refunds and all that stuff. Because they humbled themselves, and people appreciate that. And then they proceeded to correct their mistakes, make what's now I would consider a classic game with a magnificent DLC that came out after they fixed the game, because they know they had to get the game right before people would be willing to buy a DLC. Because if they were released that DLC right after 6 months after launch, nobody would have bought it. I think the Phantom Liberty came out 2 years after Cyberpunk, and that's after everybody started talking good about Cyberpunk. So if they would just admit their mistakes, not stop support, or not make an effort to fix their fuck-ups, there would have been people would have felt better about Andromeda. People would, if they would have taken the same philosophy as CD Projekt Red with Veilguard, people would not be like making them memes,
Me 3 levels. Number 7 day 2023 small teasers mentions of Epsilon, coded names, Andromeda distress signal. Alliance references again weren't confirmations, but they reinforce the idea that BioWare is deliberately feeding breadcrumbs to keep the community engaged. N7 Day 2024 was nearly silent, with expectations lowered ahead of time as focus remained on Dragon Age. That silence triggered ME5 doesn't exist fears. But in hindsight, it looks like 2024's quiet laid the groundwork for 2025's message. Our full focus is Mass Effect. It feels intentional. So when people ask why Mass Effect 5 hasn't shown more, I don't automatically see disaster. After restructuring and consolidating, being careful may actually be a strength. For a franchise like Mass Effect, rushing is dangerous. Poor writing, weak coordination, wrong pacing, the cost would be enormous. Seeing BioWare move carefully feels controlled, not panicked. But caution doesn't mean my expectations are lower. For me,
what I think BioWare is doing, and it's a smart move in my opinion, very smart, very intelligent. God, I'm beginning to sound like Trump. Wonderful, smart move. It's going to be glorious. It's going to be huge. Okay, that was a joke, people. And that's not a political statement. Is they're trying to get the right people in the right positions to produce a game worthy of being called a Mass Effect game. They're not gonna. They're trying to get an A-tier game team together, which they didn't do for Mass Effect Andromeda. It was basically the B team that did Mass Effect Andromeda, and they're not going to do the same mistake, which is a good thing. That means they have learned their lesson. Which, let's be honest, with gaming companies, is a very difficult thing for them to do. They always believe they were right. It's like with Mass Effect 3 ending, the argument was artistic integrity. Artistic integrity doesn't equal fucking sales. It's our artistic vision. My artistic vision is to keep my fucking money in my pocket from now on. And that artistic vision, or that lack of understanding who actually buys your games and who has supported you, has cost Bioware big time. And quite frankly, the reason why EA got sold, because they lost the narrative. What are they supposed to do? They're supposed to produce high quality games, and you want to up the price to $70 to $80 when you can't even fucking do it right for $60? Sorry, we're not going to spend $70 to $80 on what we're going to believe is a piece of shit. Just not going to fucking happen. Anyway.
Mass Effect isn't about dialogue choices that all lead to the same place. It's about writing that understands your character's history, moral alignment, and relationships. In Me 3, I felt that deeply. Conversations mattered. Missions carried narrative weight. If the new game lacks that, no graphical...
I kind of disagree with him about that. I think Mass Effect 2 was more about the dialogue and the way of that dialogue as compared to Mass Effect 3. Mass Effect 3 sounds like they were tying up loose ends. 90% of it, great. I'm not saying it was a bad thing, but what I'm saying, the build up to tying up loose ends was far more enjoyable than tying up the loose ends, because you felt the immersion and all that stuff. So yeah, I think he apparently a big fan of Mass Effect 3. I think Mass Effect 2 is a far superior game than Mass Effect 3.
Upgrade can save it. That's why the mention of romances didn't feel like cheap fan service. It felt like Bioware asking, do we remember what makes this series character-driven? In Mass Effect, romance isn't just romance. It's an extension of squad chemistry and choice. Hearing that keyword in the middle of endless rumors gave fans like me reassurance. Another critical signal, indications that the game will remain a single-player RPG. That's vital. Mass Effect's identity has always been a story-first, character-driven experience. Multiplayer in ME3 was fun, but the soul of Mass Effect is the single-player journey. As for the Krogan speculation, if Bioware truly centers Krogan politics or even a civil war, that's rich territory. The Genophage storyline showed how powerful Mass Effect can be when exploring morally complex, politically heavy narratives. Krogan returning to the center could mean the return of gray area dilemmas. And no, I don't think Mass Effect is a franchise that's been squeezed dry. It's not a yearly formula machine. 4 games don't exhaust this universe. There's still room for new factions, tensions, threats, and character arcs. I'm not waiting for nostalgia. I believe the universe can still grow. Shepard is legendary to me, but if they deliver me 3 quality writing with a new protagonist, I'll gladly embrace it. So yes, 2028 or later doesn't just mean waiting. It means do it right. Mass Effect doesn't forgive mistakes easily. Right now, the confirmed facts are simple. Development continues, the studio's focus is back on Mass Effect, and critical roles are being filled. That kills cancellation fears but doesn't promise a near-term release. My expectation is clear. Give me a new galaxy, new threats, new squad mates, but restore the weight of choice. Don't let missions become filler. Don't let dialogue feel plastic. Even if it's not technically revolutionary, if the writing reaches Me 3 standards, I'll play it for years. So what do you expect from Mass Effect 5? Can Mass Effect work?
Like I say, he's a big fan of Mass Effect 3, apparently. I once again, I definitely feel that Mass Effect 2 is a far superior game to Mass Effect 3, but no, that's my personal choice of Mass Effect games. That's kind of reason why I'm not moving so fast through Mass Effect 2. I love the game. I love playing that as a slow burn and just taking it all in, you know? It's one of those games when you play it and experience it, you don't want to rush through it. You just want it to savor it like you would get a good meal or a very nice glass of cognac. You don't want to guzzle it. You just want to take little sips and enjoy it and just feel it. That's how I approach Mass Effect 2. I just want to sit there and be able to enjoy it and just take it all in and just go, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I wanted, what I want in a Mass Effect game. Other than space battles. You know, I still want space battles in Mass Effect 2. Well, in a Mass Effect game, I no, it'd be really smart to do it. I'm telling you that even as just a strictly multiplayer thing, I think it'd be really good. I think it'd be a very intelligent idea. Okay, let's go back here. uh, I'm looking at these shorts. Oh, everybody's talking about hirings. Okay, that's fine. I'm not watching a 30-minute video. Dude, like I said, there's a lot of theories, videos about theories of what the next Mass Effect 5 game is going to be. How long should it be? I think Mass Effect should be 120 hours. Mass Effect 5 should be 125 hours to play it. Not for the full mission. Full missions in Mass Effect, the main missions in Mass Effect you can complete within anywhere from 30 to 60 hours in gameplay. Okay, you can complete the main mission in Mass Effect really fast, but all the side missions, 120 hours. I would say be fair, if not more. You know, I think that'd be like a good number. And just people are really pushing in these time. Mr. Hutton here, he does a lot of Bioware videos and basically an RPG guy. He's basically an RPG guy. So, all his videos about RPG. I don't know anything about Cruising the Desert. Never heard of it. Let's see. Where's yeah, his last one's about that. It's just about the hirings. Let me go back here. Let's watch a couple shorts real fast. Let's see this one. Jesus Christ! That's not Mass Effect. That's what is that game? That's not Mass Effect. It's a total different game. What the fuck are they doing? Well, that's AI. This is a nothing burger, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's just a nothing burger. Okay, let's see right here.
Mass Effect fans, it's time to get excited. Bioware is officially deep into development on Mass Effect 5.
Yeah, we
Following
haven't
the release of
confirmed
Dragon Age,
that.
The Veilguard, the team has shifted focus entirely to this highly anticipated sequel. Directed by Michael Gamble and featuring veterans from the original trilogy, the game promises to capture the magic of the series while embracing a photorealistic art.
That's the important thing. Having veterans from the original trilogy overseeing this project, because they're the ones that created the Mass Effect universe. They weren't involved really with Mass Effect Andromeda. They kind of left. They got frustrated and left, or burned out and left. Once again, slow burn. Take your time, make it right, and having the right leadership is a best way to do this. And yeah, don't do the Bioware magic crunch time bullshit, because you fuck things up that way.
Style. On this year's N7 Day, BioWare teased fans with Mass Effect-themed cosmetics in the Veilguard, keeping the hype alive. Meanwhile, Amazon has confirmed a Mass Effect TV series in the works, expanding the universe even further. Though the game is still in pre-production, it's clear BioWare is putting the franchise in capable hands. A potential release is speculated for 2029, possibly aligning with the next-gen consoles. What are you hoping for in the next Mass Effect? Drop your thoughts in the comments.
To be good.
Subscribe for more updates on gaming's
To
biggest
be honest,
releases.
I just wanted it to be good. That's all I wanted. That's what anybody wanted about. Okay, let's watch this one real fast. I mean, yeah, one, having the right leadership in the right spots and having the old guard back is reassuring. Because I believe a lot of them have learned their lessons, their missteps they have made in Mass Effect 3, because they weren't really involved in Mass Effect Andromeda. I don't think anyone's going to bring about artistic integrity. I think a lot of them kind of feel like making everybody believe Shepard actually died was a little bit of a mistake. And I mean, and not having a really epic fight scene at the end, a real sense that when you ended that game, that the battle at the end of that game was worth playing all 3 games. And even if Shepard would have died, if the battle had such weight at the end, and not sitting there talking to a fucking hologram, and you actually defeat the Reapers by whatever, it would satisfy the fans of Mass Effect. Even if Shepard died, if he had to sacrifice himself for the rest of the universe, people believe that their Shepard would do that. But that's not kind of what happened. But yeah, so here we are.
The Mass Effect 5 team did what we should have done when we moved the Dragon Age people onto Anthem, which is everyone went. So there wasn't. So yes, it's going to have an impact in terms of, Mass Effect 5 is going to be a long time after Veilguard, but we're not getting this like we're Bioware has effectively become a one project studio, which has its own problems, but it's a different set of problems than what Bioware has been up until arguably 2022, which is several projects fighting for attention and resources, and like bumping each other and elbowing each other and causing unintended effects on each other. That's not the studio that it is now. Like all their, as near as I can tell, 100% of what they're working on right now is Mass Effect. That's probably for the best. The Mass Effect 5.
Yeah. Okay, basically what I got out of that short was because Veilguard was a disaster, everybody's just, it's like, we got to focus on making this Mass Effect. 5 this on the same level, the same influence as Mass Effect 2 to have that impact. We got to show people we know what we're doing. And those people that are involved in Dragon Age Veilguard, I don't think they're with Bioware anymore. They may be with other studios within EA, but they're not part of Bioware anymore. I think I do think that I'm trying to figure out. I do think the new ownerships understand that that letting people do what they're good at and just let them do it, because interference has a tendency to, or listening to Twitter and what people say on Twitter, or these groups. Oh, if you don't do it our way, we're going to tell people not buy your game. Well, guess what? People like you don't buy the fucking game anyway, so who gives a shit what you say? Okay? So it goes back to that. And Mass Effect Andromeda is actually good. No, it isn't. Just saying. It's adequate. I'll say this: it's adequate. It's not god awful, but it's adequate. Let's see. They don't call it Mass Effect 4. There's 4 Mass Effect games that have been released. The trilogy and Andromeda. That's 4. It's Mass Effect 5. They're not going to ignore Andromeda. Okay. This is the one I wanted to see.
Mass Effect 5 title will be made by the original Mass Effect trilogy veterans, specifically the executive producer, art director, creative director, and game director. They are all trilogy vets.
Good. That is such good news. That means they're actually going to take it very seriously. They're going to their reputations are now online because they weren't involved in Andromeda. They left. But no.
I hate saying it, but the jaded part of me immediately goes like, man, it's unfortunate to play PR with those guys' careers. I immediately was just like, you're using these guys to promote it, but are you really using them to make a good game? They showed us in Andromeda, but that they are not a studio capable of creating what they used to, in terms of like quality and what it is. If it's another Andromeda, we're never going to see a Mass Effect game again, and it's such a good franchise. Somebody just brought up a really good point. Keep in mind, Bioware will have to survive until the next Mass Effect because they're releasing the newest Dragon Age before then. I hate that we live in a world where that's like an actual concern. I hate that. We have to temper our hype for a future product because one that's really bad might be coming out before it, and the whole thing might just fall apart.
Mass Effect 5 title will be made by the
Well, I will say this. Failure is not really a bad thing. Failure is a learning experience. And I'm hoping that what my hope is that Bioware and the Mass Effect team have learned their failures from Bioware. Anthem, Andromeda, Dragon Age Veilguard, and understand what people expect out of them. They expect a game on the level of Mass Effect 2 quality. Now, I'm not saying Mass Effect 3 is bad. It's just don't do that fucking type of ending ever again. No A, B, C choices type endings. Okay? Live up to your standards. Don't take the easy way out. And don't bend the knee to people who are not really involved in the fucking game. EA. Granted, I don't think their new owners are EA are going to be like that. It's like, make good game. make good game, gets us lots of money. All right. But they're going to have to live up to that standard. They got the right people in place. They got the right people in leadership. Utilize them correctly, and you'll make a good game. Can Bioware actually pull off Mass Effect 5? Let's listen real fast.
Do you think they can eventually pull Mass Effect 5 off? 1 to 3 were seminal moments in my life. They are doubling down on it. They say that they're doing it. They're not giving up on it. They're gonna do it. I'm optimistic. You know, I don't want it to suck, but as I've said before, there's not many.
I don't think anybody wants it to suck.
Masterpieces after a flop. Usually it's the flop, and then they start to recover and they build it back up. Or like they have the flop, and then they work for years to fix the flop, and then they show they still got it, and then they go on to make another great game. In the case of Bioware, they've had 3 catastrophic flops back to back to back, and it just doesn't work. I mean, the fact that they exist at all and have not been shut down is magnificent. It's amazing, because no other studio would still exist if they were so consistently bad at producing market hits. But I guess
listen, Anthem was not in BioWare's wheelhouse. BioWare is an RPG studio. That's what they're good at, and they should have stuck with it. EA wanted them to do a open world looter shooter, which was Anthem. This is not something that BioWare created. EA wanted them to use the Frostbite engine, which explained a lot of the glitches in Mass Effect Andromeda. Once again, it's also the simple fact being that it was the B team doing Mass Effect Andromeda. The people that did the last good Dragon Age game, which was Dragon Age Inquisition, had no involvement in Veilguard. It was completely new people who have no investment in Dragon Age. What they've learned, you have to have the people who are invested in that title to produce a quality game. You just can't bring all these people who have all these ideas. What the?
Time will tell. I would not get my hopes up. Okay, I would not get my hopes up.
And the main thing here is to understand the people who buy your game, who buy a Mass Effect game, who buy a Dragon Age game, what they're expecting out of you. And they've been telling you for well over 2 decades what they expect. It's not, quite frankly, it's not that hard to find. You just watch any review of Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 and Andromeda, and you'll learn what they expect out of a Mass Effect game. It's not that fucking hard to figure out. Also, you can learn what they expect just out of a quality game. Okay, let's face facts. Most gamers know when they buy a game there's going to be glitches. Okay, as long as it's not game-breaking glitches, whereas like when Cyberpunk first came out, there was a lot of people who were just T-posing down the street. Yeah, as long as it's nothing like that, that'd be fine. But once again, just produce a quality game. I do believe if BioWare doesn't knock Mass Effect 5 out of the park, they're not going to be around. They'll close that studio down. The 2 former owners are basically doing the Expanse game, which looks like a Mass Effect game. It has a Mass Effect game feel, which I will show you here in a minute what I mean. And that's from the people, the original owners of BioWare. They know what they're doing. I think the biggest mistake that EA did was take them out of that position. They should, if the owner's mistake, the original BioWare owners, was selling it to EA. They should just come to a distribution agreement, not, hey, you own BioWare. You can distribute our game, but you have no influence of how we make our games. We make them our way because we're successful at it. And a lot of people hate Dragon Age 2. I don't have a problem with Dragon Age 2. I don't. Okay, is it as good as Dragon Age? No. But is it a bad game? No. Is it repetitive? Yes, but it's still, I still have fun playing it. And eventually I'm going to play it. But I do feel that EA's influence over Bioware has been detrimental. They're the ones that cut down the timeline on the Dragon Age 2 game. They wanted it out as fast as possible. Dragon, you understand, from production, pre-production to release of that game was 6 months. Because EA demanded it. They demanded it to be out that fast. Like, fuck. We're just starting to spitball ideas and you want it out in 6 months? Okay, we'll just go with the best ideas and roll with it. And they kind of learned their lessons and let Dragon Age 3, which is basically Inquisition, cook. And they got a good game out of it. Not as good as the original Dragon Age, but it was a better product than Dragon Age 2, which, no, Dragon Age 2 was not a bad game, in my opinion. I think Dragon Age Inquisition is a very good game. The Frostbite engine sucks. I think open world works in certain aspects of games, but not necessarily in every game. It's okay. I'm just being honest. It's not, open world games are not really, don't give me like 50 fucking fetch quests. You know? Don't do that. It's just, no. No. I don't want that. I don't feel like I'm going to have to spend like 25 hours on a fucking fetch quest, which actually turns out to be 30 minutes, but it feels like you spent 25 hours on it. I mean, Jesus Christ. You know, if you're playing a 3-minute fetch quest and it feels like you spent 25 hours on it, you fucked up. Okay. Just saying. And that's what I want them to avoid with Mass Effect. I mean, if they try to do the open world route with Mass Effect 5, which, no, I don't think they're going to. I think they're going to go back to the way it was in Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3 as far as how players interact with the world. It's not going to be this massive drive here, drive there type things on world. Yeah, there may be like long distance travel in a ship, but you know, it's not, that's normal. Once again, Epics have us do space battles with either the ship or with fighters. I think that would be such a game-changing idea. I mean, a multiplayer PvP space battles would be fucking awesome. I'm just saying, it'd just be fucking awesome. In Mass Effect, I actually would play that because I don't really like PvP. You know, it's like, oh, I got a better gun than you. Yeah. No, but I can move. I got better reflexes than you, motherfucker. Boom, 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 boom. I mean, come on. Yeah, to me, that'd be a lot more fun, to be honest with you. But yeah, if you can't tell, I'm trying to wrap this up, and we're gonna go to a chatty session. Don't do you need all the good PR you can. Bioware, don't do Bioware magic, which is have 3 weeks before the game comes out. Oh, we actually gotta complete this motherfucker now. Okay. Everybody, kiss your wives goodbye for the next 3 months. You're not leaving the office. You're going to be here 24/7 until this game's done. Have that game tested. Quality control every step of the way. Have people, independent of Bioware, play that game. Make notes who know the Mass Effect series real well. Because say, okay, this doesn't jive. Okay, this is a problem here. And make corrections. I know this is clunky, or the graphics here, it's like the character's fucking melting in front of my eyes here. And that's a fucking and do debugging. Fix all that prior to release. Quality control can save your reputation. Okay. Have people who are well versed in the lore of Mass Effect play your game and be focused on that story. And be focused on the game. Have them ask, was it immersive? Or would you play it again? All that is very important. Don't do in-house QCs. You get independent people, because the independent people will tell you the fucking truth. In-house won't. Oh, it's a fucking fantastic game, sir. Do I still got my job tomorrow? It's a wonderful fucking game. It's a wonderful fucking game. It's a game of the year candidate. Sir, it's awesome. It's gonna be wonderful. I can't kiss your ass a little bit more. I mean, you don't want people like that. You want people to tell you there's fucking problems. There is a lot of problems, and that's the only people that are gonna do this independent of you. You hire them to be honest with you. So if that's what you want, if that's what you pay for, that's what you get. You don't get that as with an employee. An employee is afraid of losing their job. You want independent QC. And for a long time in the game industry, it was all independent quality control. That's why, and as soon as they started going in-house with quality control, that's when quality of games started to suffer, as far as how they don't feel completed on launch. Quality control saying it was a wonderful game, a game of year candidate. It was an epic play, and it was a wonderful thing, sir. I can't kiss your ass more. That's all they said to me. What do you want me to take from that? They don't have your best interests in heart if they're acting like that, by the way. Bioware Magic, just put that bottle on the shelf. Don't ever take it out again. Take your time with the game. Get it right on day one. And if it's not, it may be a slow burn on sales, but if you get it right on day one, because now a lot of people with games, they wait for reviews. And if people play if the review of your game is it's shit, and it's like independent. I mean, people watch reviews of not those that get a free copy, of those that actually spent their own money on the game, and they take those words seriously, because these people actually shelled out the $60, $70, or $80 for the game, and they'll tell you whether or not they got their money's worth, or whether this game fucking sucks and don't do what I did and pay $80 for this game. That's kind of how I judge Veilguard. I listen to the ones that actually spent money on buying the game, not the ones that got the free fucking copy. I don't get, because they're bought. They didn't sacrifice anything. Someone who had to sacrifice $80 to buy a game, or $60, and they're not getting their money back. And no review blackout. Don't do that. I would show that you're confident in your product, and don't have a review blackout. No, if you don't want anyone playing the game prior to release, we're not going to let anybody play the game prior to release. We're going to release it. We believe in our quality control, and we're going to release it to you, and then everybody can review it, and then we can get the feedback. And be committed to fixing mistakes. Follow the CD Projekt Red model with Cyberpunk. Don't do what the EA model is. If it sucks, fucking drop it. We're not going to fucking fix it. You all are screwed. Don't do that shit. Don't do that shit. Because that's a quick way. That's the reason why Bioware is in the position they are in now. If they fixed Andromeda, added more content, fixed what everybody was complaining about, what made you a meme other than the glitchy graphics, the fucking lousy dialogue and all, fix it. Just don't leave it alone. You fix that shit. You don't want to become a joke. That's what Mass Effect has become. And same thing with Veilguard. You don't sit there. Oh, we're not going to support it. We're not going to add any more DLC to it. We're not going to patch anything else to it. You don't like us. Since you don't like us, we're not gonna make it better for you. Fuck you. Okay, that's one way to ruin your reputation. To act like a whiny little bitch. CD Projekt Red could have done it with Cyberpunk. No, it is what it is. We're not gonna fix it because you don't like us anymore. You're fucked. You're fucked. You're fucked. We're not gonna do a goddamn thing. But that's what they were humble. They understand that if their reputation took such a hit, that no one would trust them. So they did the smart thing, which is fix their game, be humble, and say, if you want a refund, we'll give you a refund. In some instance, people said, I don't feel like I got my money's worth, but I don't want to give up the game. And they still gave them the money back. And they got to keep the game. Because that's how badly Cyberpunk's launch is. Cyberpunk's launch was on the same level as Mass Effect Andromeda. As far as the glitches, how unplayable it was. You know, you should have been, Bioware, EA, you should have been humble. You should admit, yeah, we made a major mistake by releasing this game, and it wasn't ready for release. So we got to own that shit, and we got to fix it. We got to make it better. We got to listen to what people are saying, what their complaints are. If people are complaining about the dialogue, we got to fix dialogue. We got to invest in our product to make it the best product we can. But that's not what they did. So with Mass Effect 5, if there's problems, no matter how big or how small, be willing to go, yep, we got to fix that. But don't wash your hands of it. Just be willing to fix it. I think everybody can learn from what CD Projekt Red did with Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk is now a classic. Everybody's like holding it up as a model of what to do when you have a disastrous launch. I think that's what everybody should take out of this. Compare what CD Projekt Red did with Cyberpunk, and compared to what Bioware EA did with Anthem, with Mass Effect Andromeda, with Dragon Age Veilguard. They tucked their tails between their legs and ran away. Don't do that no more. Own it. Fix it. Make it a good game. If it takes you a year to do it, so be it. Show that you're committed to making a good game. And that you own your mistakes and you will fix it. I'll be honest about it. They can go back right now and fix Mass Effect Andromeda. They can fix Dragon Age Veilguard. And make those two a good game. Not classics, but a lot better than they currently are now. But they have to be willing to make the investment in. And I will say, the patches and the DLC for those two games should be free. Especially the DLCs. It should be free. Because you really fucked over people. What about GC Game World? They're having Cyberpunk Redemption Arc for Stalker 2. Where the fuck did this bolt come from? I've been finding bolts on my floor all over the place. I really would like to know where all these fucking bolts are coming from. I don't know when I touch my desk one day and just have it fall all apart. Where are these fucking bolts coming from? I mean, I literally just felt something on underneath my shoe, and I was like, and I picked it up. It's a bolt. Where the hell is this coming from? Seriously. Is it coming? I don't want to be sitting in my chair and all of a sudden it all falls apart. Yeah, jeez. This is like the third one I found, by the way. Ah, damn. Please don't have me in traction. Jesus Christ. Well, I would say, one, I've never played Stalker. I've seen the title. I haven't even seen gameplay in Stalker. But if they're taking the CD Projekt Red route, good. Because CD Projekt Red set the standard of how to fix a badly launched game. You be humble. If people want refunds, give them refunds, and you commit to fixing your mistake and making a great game, because that's your reputation as a game company. It's not how many great games you make, is when you make a bad game, how committed you are to making that bad game into a great game. That's what CD Projekt Red did. Cyberpunk had a disastrous launch. They spent almost 2 years to making that into a great game with no change in price, no nothing. Now people are willing to drop that $60 to $80 on Cyberpunk, even though it's a 5-year-old game. Bioware could have done that with Mass Effect Andromeda and all the other games they released. Except with a possible exception with Anthem. Okay, any live service game doesn't have a 20-year shelf life. Because eventually people get tired of playing and they move on to other things. And no one's going to be playing the same fucking game for the next 20 years online. It's just not going to fucking happen. I mean, with the possible exception of maybe a Minecraft server, but that's a Minecraft server is run by individuals. It's not run by Mojang. Okay? You name me one live service game that has the same number of players on their servers that they did when they launch. You're not going to be able to name one. You're not. All right? Especially after 20 years. People outgrow that shit. They go on to move on to play other games. So realistic expectation of a live service game is maybe 3 years of viability. And then you can expect it by year 5 that hardly anybody's playing on a regular basis. You may have anywhere from 1,000 to 500 people playing on your server. And just be happy that you have that after 5 years. I'm just saying, no one's going to sit there and play a live service game for 20 years. Unless you're Asmongold and it's World of Warcraft. I've never played World of Warcraft, by the way. I'm not interested in it. I don't play well with others. Anyway, that's the segment. Hopefully you enjoyed my discussion on Mass Effect 5. And hopefully, I kind of gave you a little bit of information that you didn't have before, and you appreciate my viewpoint of what I would like to have in a Mass Effect 5 game. And Mike Gamble, if you happen to be listening to this, space battles, man, come on, get us in a fucking fighter, and that can be a multiplayer game. That could be your PvP. Man, fucking space battles and Mass Effect. That would be fucking awesome. Okay. I really want space battles in Mass Effect. I'm sorry. Sorry. Just how I feel about it. Okay. We're going to the chat. We're going to go to the chat section right now. Yeah, let's go to YouTube Premium. We're not going to watch, I'm not going to rewatch the videos because how long it takes them to load. So I'm kind of taking the stance of waiting to do VTuber highlights of Newer Summer, and I'm moving it to next week unless I can get my computer fully up and running on Thursday. Then I will do it Thursday. But if the parts don't come in until 5 o'clock, Thursday stream will maybe me just working on that computer and you listening to me work on it. Because in all actuality, putting the new hard drive in, it's not going to take me that long. And it's going to be me sitting here talking to you while Windows installing and telling you what I'm doing, and then eventually switching over to that computer once I get everything set up for streaming and all that stuff. Just to get everything situated. The chances of that happening is pretty slim, because I'm going to have to watch some videos about making sound adjustments for my mic and all that stuff. So I'm kind of thinking, I'm definitely saying that VTuber Highlights is going to be pushed back till next week. That I'm not going to do that. It's just like I am going to collab with Zero tomorrow. I'm going to verify that. So I need to go to Discord. I'm pretty sure we're going to collab tomorrow. Load, you bastard! And if we are collabing, we're going to be streaming our repo, because that's the only fucking thing I could do. Only game I can play on this computer, really. Okay. Yeah, okay, I just sent a message off. What? Okay. Thank you. What? Okay. She did? Hold on. This is something epic. Hold on. I gotta see this. It's gonna take a little while for Twitter to load up. No, I'll show you why I'm going to Twitter here in a minute, because this is something epic. This is really something fucking epic. Oh, by the way, the coffee link is in my description. In the tip jar is in my description. If you want to support me monetarily, you can do it that way. If you just coming here and watching me is more than enough. But if I don't say anything, people get mad at me for some reason. I don't know why. People get upset if I don't mention my tip jar or my coffee. I don't know. Don't just mention it passing, man. You need to talk about it more. I just did. It is what it is. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. She did. That's my boy. That's my boy. That's my boy. Way to go, kiddo. Way to go. Way to go. Way to go. All right. Just fucking awesome. This is fucking awesome. Hold on. I'm just checking out a few things. All right, I can close that for right now. Yeah, that makes me so happy. It does. Real quick, Kyoto Animation. This is like my favorite anime studio. Its co-founder just passed away. They have made a lot of anime that I love watching. K-On!, Violet Evergarden, A Silent Voice. I actually own Silent Voice, by the way. And I was so pissed when it didn't get nominated for an Oscar. And Boss Baby did. I was like, what the fuck? Boss Baby got nominated over Silent Garden. Do these people even watch fucking movies? A Silent Voice? I mean, Jesus Christ. He guided the company through triumphs and the devastation of the 2019 Austrian attack. His eldest son, I'm not going to try to say that, a veteran producer on projects like Violet Evergarden, steps in as the new president as the studio vows to carry forward with its sincere storytelling tradition. KO Kyoto Animation has produced so many classics. I mean, the K-On!, Violet Evergarden, A Silent Voice, Love, Chibio, and Other Delusions they did. There's so many. There's so many classics. They did the one that the first one that ever done like an anime dance craze. What was it? What was her name? There you are. K-On! They were Full Metal Panic, Clanad, Free, Valiant Evergarden, Mr. Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, Melancholia, the Melancholia of Hayura Sumaya. You know, these are legendary animes. I don't know about Free. Okay, but Violet Evergarden, if you want to have a good cry, watch Violet Evergarden. You'll fucking tear up like a motherfucker, I tell you that much. Now, I'm not really that kind of guy that cries that easy at animes or movies or stuff. That made me cry. Okay? It's such an emotional impact. I didn't even cry in Silent Voice. It's just such a good fucking movie. You know? But, yeah. They have made so many good animes, and he is a true legend. Let me retweet that. There's so many here I love. I guess no one's afraid of the organ. I just saw that Vabe, Nanners, Tricky, Vienna, and Gig are following Cinder. I guess getting back. Guys, I'm going to say this. About anytime you guys see like a VTuber follow another VTuber. Okay, hold on. What's okay. Good message. When you see a VTuber, people follow Cinder, okay. I wouldn't read that much into it other than the fact that they chose to follow Cinder after they talked to her, and that's the reason why. That's all. It's I don't expect to see Nanners, Vebe, Tricky, Vienna, or Giga collabing with Cinder anytime soon. I could be wrong, but I don't really expect them to be collabing with them anytime soon. I'm just saying. I guess no one's afraid of once again, this whole Queen of the Indies title that people push out there don't mean jack shit. All right, it ranks up there as the face of Hololive and the face of VTubing. Either you are adding more stress or you're trying to give them more power than they have, really. All right. Just saying. It's, you know, you're trying to give her more power than she actually has. There we are. Getting a little chill. My feet are getting cold. I have to turn the heat on. This whole idea is I mean the whole thing with the queen of VTubing shit with Shiloh. I ranked that stuff up there with the mythic conspiracy thing. To be honest with you, it's like to me it's a big nothing burger because there's no proof that it does anything. No, so you don't collab with Shiloh. Okay, so it doesn't hurt you. Some ways it may actually help you. You know. Yeah, it's just I did it all on my own without anybody's help. I mean, that's kind of way. I mean, there's a lot of VTubers out there that hasn't really collabed with people on the levels of, say, a Hololive talent or a massively known independent VTuber out there. And typically those people collab with those that are up and coming. They have a certain level of notoriety. Now, doesn't mean numbers, by the way. Just means that they've heard their name being repeated a lot. It'd be like, here's an example. Cinder collabing with me because she heard my name repeated a lot in a positive way. It's like, hey, I mean, and I'll reach out, hey, you want to collab? And she goes, sure, what do you want to play? Repo, let's play Repo. That's the only thing I can play on this fucking computer right now. But it's not about how many subscribers I have. It's about my reputation. Okay. Now, and my name recognition. Okay, if a lot of people are talking about me or any other content creator, people want to collab with them because they're the hot topic of the day. It's part of the biz. I mean, you collab with the person that's getting talked about, so something that rubs off on you. Nah, I don't think anybody took that title seriously to begin with, JJ. She may have, but I don't think anybody else did. I mean, outside maybe like her circle. I mean, I'll be honest about it. It's just I don't approve of titles to VTubers or any content creator for that matter, unless it's like the 183 subscriber king PNG tutor who's actually a 21-year-old girl sitting on the couch with a voice changer. She's got okay. I shouldn't make myself laugh that much. Okay. Just saying. It's like, it's all, at the end of the day, it's nonsensical. There's no title worth putting yourself out there to be held to a certain expectation. The only expectation you should hold yourself to is the one that you put on yourself, really. That's kind of what I do. I mean, it's such a high creative position right now because there's no expectation on me, really. I mean, I can do whatever kind of content I want to because I'm not known for anything other than maybe my little rants and raves every once in a while, but my bad jokes. But I know what I want to be known for, but I'm not. It may not be what I want. What I want. People may know me for something else. I say, remember when the VTuber community called Iron Mouse a traitor for defending Burp? Yeah, I know that. Hey, come on, light, you stupid fucking thing. Don't make me redo this. I don't really want to redo this. Yeah, I'm trying to get a cigarette lit. Okay, I'm just gonna have to redo it. Motherfucker. I hate when that happens. Just didn't want to do what I wanted to do. Just roll another one. Good thing I got it set up right here. But, you know, I mean, Iron Mouse has been getting hate for years. It's just, that's, the burnt peanut shit and all that is, it's just the latest thing. She has a baby. No, she fucking doesn't. I wish people would stop saying that, by the way. It's so obvious that it was a bit. Because, you know, it's like, oh, how stupid are you? I'm 19 when I'm saying this, and I said my baby is 10 years old. That means I was 9 when I had the kid. Do math. Look at the science of when girls actually go through puberty. On average, just 13. Ah, Iron Mouse is 45. We're going to change the numbers now. Just come on. My argument doesn't work, so I'm going to try to change the facts. Come on. Just, Jesus Christ. Well, I see the math. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, it makes sense, but I still don't fucking believe it. I just don't like Iron Mouse. No, that's kind of fucking ridiculous. It's funny. It's fucking funny to me. That's all. Because it's the absurd lengths they go to. It's like, just say you don't like her, okay? And you want to believe it. She can literally get a interior picture of her hoochie to prove that she's still a fucking virgin, and you still say she had a baby, okay? Just, like, fucking come on. How fucking dumb are you? I just don't like her. She doesn't deserve the success she has. That's the most famous one. That's like the most infamous argument about anybody's success. They don't deserve to have the success they have. They've always been garbage. Even though I have watched them for the last 5 fucking years. I mean, that's kind of the way it is. But I was hate watching them. I was giving them views so they can make money, so they can make more videos, so I can have something to hate watch. Just, whatever. I will freely say, if I don't like your content, I don't watch it. Let's put it this way. I haven't been to more Kazahan channel in a really long time. I don't have him blocked on my feed, my YouTube feed. Every once in a while, I'll see something of his pop up. I just don't, no, I don't fucking pay attention to him. You know, it's the, nothing I don't want to talk about. Because he's a slop trooper. He's not worth my fucking time. There we go. That's some good shit right there. I tell you what. Now, let's really quickly talk about Burnt Peanut. Now, Burnt Peanut is going through his own little controversy because people are saying he's botting. And people believe he's botting now because based on his reaction, because he overreacted. No. You have 3 options when someone accuses you of botting. I'm not botting, obviously. Or else I would have more than I probably only got 4 viewers here. Hold on. I don't have that doc there. How many people do I have here? Please load. I'm waiting for this control panel. It may not load because maybe too many resources. I got 3 viewers right now. Do you really think I would be sitting here at 3 viewers if I was botting? If I am, I'm the worst botter in the fucking world. Just, there's 3 ways to approach this. 1, you could do what Burt Peanut did and get very defensive and yell scream, which will just increase the likelihood people believing that you're botting because you overreacted to it. The second way, which is a little smarter, you don't acknowledge it. It's like, okay, and just keep doing your shit. And the third option, obviously, is if you're botting, just admit it. Just say you are botting. No? Yeah, I'm botting. So? Twitch allows it. You gotta remember, they're paying money for fake views. I don't get that, but whatever. Someone has to pay for those bots. They're not fucking free. I think it's like $100 per 1,000 or something like that. Just, okay, whatever. Any money you made off of having many people watching you is just going into buying more bots. So you're not really making any more money. Oh, your name's getting out there. Maybe one day I can stop botting and actually have 20,000 people in my chat. Whatever. No. Fine. I'd just rather be. I'd rather be natural, fully 100% natural, no augmentation, no plastic servers. I'm 100% a real boy. But once again, you know, he should have just said, "Okay, move on," and just like, "Oh, if you want to say that, go ahead and say that. I don't give a shit." I know the truth. You can believe what you want to believe. Okay, he should have taken that stance, to be honest with you, but he didn't. He had a crash out. Now everybody believes he bots. Okay, that didn't work out well for you, did it? Okay. Let's see. Okay. Oh, where do I want to be? Oh, I want to be back on YouTube. Okay. So yeah, I mean, the worst enemy you can have is yourself. Just say, and Burnt Peanut's worst enemy is Burnt Peanut. No. Why would you think that? I mean, she was still making her a model. Why did you think that? Yes, the real pervert is hating tubing. Okay. I'll talk about this Burnt Peanut hating VTuber. It's called getting attention. Okay. Because, no, let's face facts. Oh, if I sit here and say, I hate VTubers, it will eventually, the word would get around, and people will come to watch my streams or watch my content to hate on me, which in turn gives me views, which in turn gets me subs, which in turn eventually start making me money. All right. Now, I've only said I don't like one particular content creator, and I'm not going to mention her name. I haven't said I dislike Tectone. I think Tectone's a dumbass. I do. It doesn't mean I hate him or I don't like him. I mean, I said I respect Tectone. I respect the work that he put in to get to the level that he has gotten to. Same with Asmongold. In a certain aspect, same with Hassan Piker. I respect the level of commitment to get to the level that he has. Okay, to deny that they should get respect for that, but did she say who? That's the thing. She never said who. But Burnt Peanut did it to get attention. Shroud brought it up to get attention. They got the attention. Now the attention is going away. And people are looking at them and looked at Shroud and knows that he's just a whiny little boy that is not as relevant as he used to be. Okay? Burnt Peanut is going down the same avenue. He plays the same fucking game over and over again. All right? Nothing wrong with that. There's some content creators. Running Man Z, he just plays DayZ. He's but it's you're not really there to watch him play the game. You're there for the chat, his interaction with chat, which he's chill. He's not toxic, but Burnt Peanut can be toxic. Just saying. He could be, but I personally don't find him entertaining. I think Shroud is overrated, and I don't watch their content. I watch Running Man Z every once in a while, maybe once every couple months, because I don't really have time to watch them like the way I used to, on the basis I used to. But the thing is, I said this before, if you're a one-trick pony, whether you're playing the same game over and over again, you have to have talent to back that up. You have to have something else besides the fucking game. And if it turns out you have nothing more than you're playing a popular game at the time, it's not going to last. I mean, it'll last for a little bit. You'll make some money. I suggest you invest that money wisely so it'll last you the rest of your life. Okay? But it's the same thing with VTubers. I mean, there have been plenty of VTubers who've come and gone, who made a big splash on the scene and just disappeared. I mean, Adora Bunny, she made, granted, she prior to her own downfall that she brought on, her name was getting out there, and hopefully the money that she made, she invested properly, and it gets her through some rough times. That's all. But Ratty played the long game. She's still streaming. She's gaining popularity. So I would say Ratty won. She's doing what she likes to do, and she's not gone full time with it. I would say this with the current VTuber scene. 1 second, please. He responded. Okay. You guys send a reply. Give me a second. I'll talk about the VTuber scene here in a minute. The VTuber scene is like anything else. It's like yesterday when I was at the chat session, people were complaining about fucking doorbells. That delivery drivers either knock on the door and ring doorbells. like I said, that's part of the fucking job. It's literally in their job description that they are required to ring the doorbell or knock on your door to let you know your package has arrived. All right. But people were complaining about delivery drivers ringing the doorbell. In other words, people are going to complain about everything. And I hate to say this, JJ, there's people who are tired of Cinder too. Okay, there's people who are tired of Saba, Doobie, Knee Nightmare, Spite, Nornosama, Iron Mouse, Nanners. I could go down the whole. I could just pull up the list of VTubers. And I could just go down the goddamn list and say that there's people who are tired of all VTubers. But quite frankly, but the thing is, they're not going anyplace. They're not going anywhere. All right, Lily's not going anyplace. She's not gonna stop. She's not gonna stop streaming. She's not gonna stop doing what she's doing. Just because a few people don't like her, she's no, whatever. She has more people that like her that dislike her. All right, and they support her. So she's not going anyplace. I mean, there's people who dislike Silvervale. She's still streaming, still doing what she's doing. She's gaining popularity again for whatever reason. I like Silvervale, by the way. I used to love her content, but quite frankly, I don't watch anybody else's content as much as I used to. It's kind of the curse of being a content creator, because when I'm not streaming and not sitting here fucking with a goddamn broken computer. I sit here and try to relax, edit videos. Also, what the hell is this username? The lesbian panda. My son is starting to learn about the pyro pups, by the way. Let me see here. I may have to post something in a server here in a little while, but I'll take care of that after stream. Which is, it's funny. Cinder lost the battle in April but won the war in October. No, she if you want to say she won by moving forward. She didn't stay in April. She moved forward and let people say whatever they want to say about her, but she kept moving forward, which is why I say about a lot of the people who keep talking about this. Move on. It's not fucking relevant anymore. Cinder's moved on. She's gaining followers. She's gaining subscribers. She's on the path of being more successful than she was before because she kept moving forward. This is what that's what people should learn from Cinder. How you overcome that type of situation, you talk about it once and you move forward. You don't keep living there. Which brings us up to something here. Where are you? Cinder Appreciation Day. I still only got 4 submissions. Okay. I've only got 4 submissions. You're going to tell me there's only 4 Power Pups on the whole goddamn internet? So give me your submissions. I really would like to have at least 10, if not more. I really would like to have more. I need them by April 4th so I could get the video done. I want to do a nice quality video for Cinder and the Power Pups. Send your submissions to btppresents@gmail.com. Get those in. Spread the word. Let the Power Pups know that this is happening. This is real. This is for them. This is to turn this negative into a positive. Because I'm going to be honest, as much as I'm saying this is for the Power Pups, this is also for Cinder. She's going to remember what happened a year ago on that day. Maybe this will balance the scales just a tiny bit. So let's get this done. I need more submissions. I've only gotten 4. You going to tell me there's only 4 Power Pups that appreciate Cinder and have a reason to support her? Is that what you guys telling me? Yeah, I'm being a little bit accusatory here because I figure I would have a lot more submissions by now. So spread the word. I have reached out to multiple content creators to get help to spread the word about this. Get this done. Talk about it. Constantly post this on Twitter. Say, we Power Pups, you need to send your submissions in. Or Cinder's going to think there's only 4 of us that actually support her. Get it trending on Twitter. # Cinder Appreciation Day. I know, wherever you create a fucking hashtag. I don't know how. I'm not good at doing hashtags, by the way. The only hashtag I'm really good at is support all VTubers. That's the only hashtag I've done. Okay. But no, Cinder Appreciation Day. Get me those submissions. I really want to do a good video for the Power Pups and for Cinder, because both of you all have done a lot for me as far as my channel and people talking about my channel. This is me paying it back. And once again, this video will not be monetized on anybody's channel. Not on GVP's, not on Lobitos, not on Zeros, not on mine. It will not be monetized. No one's making any kind of money off of this video. All right? This isn't about money. This is not about subs. This is not about followers on Twitter. This is about doing something good. So let's get this rolling, please. We got a month, a little over a month. Basically a month. Let's get this done. All right, back to here. Yeah, that project is very important to me because it's the first time I'm doing something like that, and I want to get it done. I want to do it right, and I want everybody to understand that this isn't about me. It's about the Power Pups. It's about Cinder. It's about doing something good. And I know it's like, oh, another content creator saying they're doing something good. Once again, I don't know what else to say, really, to get the message across. Okay. Honest review of the viral candy salmon? Yeah. That just sounds disgusting. I'm sorry, it does. I'm not gonna watch. I can't watch. I love Monty Python. I will watch that short later. Cloudpunk. I got a package for you, Deo. Cloudpunk? What the fuck is Cloudpunk? Okay, let's see what this is about. Never heard of it. I'm curious. I'm curious. A neon noir story in a rain-drenched cyberpunk metropolis. It's your first night of job working for Cloudpunk Deliveries. 2 rules: don't miss a delivery and don't ask what's in the package. How much is this? $20. Jesus Christ, that's loud. Yeah, let's just turn that off. I don't want to get copyrighted. I'm just kind of curious about the gameplay here. I guess you're flying around the city here. Do you do any pew-pewing in here? Don't miss a delivery. I mean, all right. I mean, it looks nice. I just wonder if there's like any combat or anything like that. Are you fighting people? I mean, can you run from people? What's going on? I mean, if you're just delivering a package in a cyberpunk city, I mean, okay. I mean, it's a $20 game, but is that it? Okay. All right. Never mind. Let's go to AI mode. Let's see. Okay, interesting. That's all I'm going to say about it. I don't know if I would play it. Just because it's a cyberpunk game doesn't mean I'm just going to automatically play it. Just, I saw Henya's playing it. I mean, okay. I really don't understand why people hate Ludwig. Other than the fact that he's friends with Hassan Piker. I mean, once again, if you're hating someone because of who they're friends with, I mean, God, none of us would. Everybody would hate each other. But okay. Okay. I'm avoiding watching food. Tomorrow I'm collabing with Zero, my kid. I won't be streaming it because I can't stream and play Repo. It would just be on his channel. So I will get with him and set up a time, and I will let you know on Twitter, and I will link to his channel for when, so you all can watch it. Unfortunately, I can't do it not on this computer, to be honest with you. But eventually, and it's just going to be, I'm just going to call this Scuff Week, because this whole week is going to be Scuff. Okay? I tried playing Repo yesterday. Well, and stream it. It was smooth on my side, but it was a PowerPoint presentation on stream, and I'm not going to do that. I'm sorry. I'm just not going to do that. No. So it is what it is. And I will not be able to interact with chat because I can't play Cyberpunk and watch the stream at the same time, or it's going to be as clunky. Well, I can, because I won't be streaming it. But I'll see. I'll see what I can do, so I can still interact with chat. You know, it is what it is. I don't know if he's going to stream on YouTube or his Twitch channel. Just if you haven't followed him on Twitch and YouTube, I would recommend that you do that. Zero the VTuber. No, ZERO the VTuber. Just search for it on YouTube and on Twitch and get sub and follow. And yeah, that'll be tomorrow. I'm gonna wrap it up here. I think I've said everything I needed to say before, and I didn't say anything to get me in trouble. Like, it kind of went into a really weird place yesterday. Yes, and hopefully you enjoy this little discussion about Mass Effect, and yeah, hopefully you will be following me on Twitter. I will put a community post up, and so you can watch the collab tomorrow if you're strictly following me, so you know where to go to watch the collab. So yeah, and I will see you tomorrow for the collab, for the repo collab, and hopefully, if you made it this far, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you see the community post, or follow me on Twitter at Stanzov so you can see the tweet, and so you can get my count up and my interactions up, so I can start streaming on X or Twitter, which with stream elements I could do for free. I saw that, but I'm not going to do it on this computer because I don't think this computer can handle streaming on two platforms. And probably my other computer can do it. But anyway, once again, spread the word about the Cinder Appreciation Day. I need more submissions. I need get as many submissions as I possibly can to make a very good video, and that's for Cinder to watch and for her to feel good about who she is on April 26th. Let's get that done. All right. And once again, just be good to each other. And until the collab tomorrow, bye.